Article.
Article 13 is adding a bylaw dealing with plastic shopping bags. And I should mention that on page 30, look at page 30, if you look under the definition of checkout bag, there's going to be a change. There'll be the change in this motion when it actually gets printed. It currently says checkout bag, a carry-out bag provided by a store to a customer at the point of sale. Checkout bag shall not include bags, so forth and so on. The word not should be removed. So checkout bags will include those plastic bags. And on the purpose of the definition, that, for instance, when you go in the produce section and you get a piece of broccoli, you put it in a plastic bag, right? Those would also be included for the purpose of this bylaw. So that's a change that'll be presented to the Finance Committee on Thursday night. So on the checkout bag where it says shall not, that should be stricken.
Okay. Anything else? Are there any other changes?
No, none I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Any thoughts on this article?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kane.
Do we have any sense of what this will cost to implement on a community-wide basis?
We do not.
I'll tell you, I'm now old enough that I remember when paper bags were I was told growing up you should only use paper bags, and then I was told no, you're killing too many trees, now you need to use plastic bags. And now it seems like we're going back to you should buy a tote bag from the Audubon Society or something. Yeah, reusable and all this. I have to tell you, I don't see this as a workable, enforceable scenario on so many levels. If this is in fact an issue, and this bylaw brings up a legitimate issue relative to trash, but regardless of whether it's paper or plastic, if a person isn't going to dispose of stuff responsibly, then I don't see what difference it is with the bag. But to me, there's a bigger market issue here. There's a whole group of people in this town who have fallen in love with Roach Brothers in Westboro, with Wegmans in Northborough. So what are we really doing here? We're taking the few businesses in town, making them jump through what I see a variety of hoops. Then the manager is supposed to ride around on July 1, 2017 and make sure everything is enforced, or then go through a waiver process, as I read this. If somebody wishes to deal with this, I think it needs to be dealt with on a regional / statewide basis, like the bottle bill is, and not community to community. I would make a recommendation, or I would make a motion to recommend to not adopt.
Second. Mr. Lowe, did you have something?
No, I'm good.
Just a couple of comments. I think that Section 2, where it says thin film plastic bags used to contain dry cleaning, newspapers, produce, meat, cheese, pulp foods, wet items, typically without handles, are permissible, contradicts the definition of the checkout bags if we're talking about bags for loose produce. So I think there's an issue there. But somebody else can decide that, I guess. I don't have a problem with this conceptually. I think it's more appropriate if it was done on a statewide level, because I think you're penalizing one town over another. Personally, use reusable bags as much as I can, so it's not a problem for me, and I know a lot of other people do too. But I do think it's unfair to our stores, as you say, when you've got stores right down the road that don't have to abide by that rule. I heard from, at one point, people said that this doesn't necessarily increase costs. It certainly increased costs. I was in retail. It increased costs. Unfortunately, plastic bags are a lot cheaper than paper bags. But I wouldn't oppose it on that merit. But I think we need to be mindful of it. I think statewide it makes sense. Town by town, I don't believe it does, so I also wouldn't be in favor of this. But I will keep an open mind. Perhaps at town meeting somebody might come up with something different, some argument that would change my mind. But anyway, so we have a motion and a second not to recommend. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All those in favor of not recommending signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So voted.
Next article